What's going on, guys? As we get closer and closer to the official launch of the OnePlus Open, we are seeing more and more of this device. In this video, what we're going to take a look at here are some screen grabs from this video. Thanks to Steven for sending this video over to me. I'm going to open it up real quick and show you this. I'll directly link to this video as well down below. This individual, I don't know how that's pronounced, but they have a ton of subscribers, and obviously they got their hands on this device. You can see this says Oppo next generation foldable. So don't be confused. The Oppo Find N3 and the OnePlus Open are indeed the exact same device. What's going to happen is it's going to be branded differently depending upon what region you are buying this thing in, I guess, because Oppo and OnePlus are sister companies. They do share a parent company, and they did, of course, develop this device together. In this video, there are a couple of really nice shots, some really nice looks at this device. No software is really looked at, just the hardware. And I would encourage you to go watch their full video because there's a lot more than I'm going to show. But what I want to show in this video are the comparisons to the Z Fold 5. And then I kind of tried to replicate some things to do a comparison with the Pixel Fold. So first and foremost, this is a shot comparing the OnePlus Open or Oppo Find N3, whatever you want to call it, to the Galaxy Z Fold. The thing that stands out to me is that they're nearly the exact same height. As you can see, the Z Fold is maybe slightly taller. It looks like they lined them up really well for this shot. So slightly taller for the Z Fold 5, but as you can see, we are definitely a wider device when it comes to the OnePlus Open. What I did is I tried to kind of break these things apart, and I overlaid them on top of each other as best I could. So this is the Z Fold 5. Same picture we just looked at. Z Fold 5 on top of that Oppo or OnePlus device. And what you can see is, again, slightly taller, but slightly wider. Then I took my Z Fold and put it on top of my Pixel Fold and tried to replicate that in photo form. What I'm getting at here is that it appears to me as though the OnePlus Open is very near to the same width as the Pixel Fold, but it has the height of the Z Fold device. So take, again, the width of this device and the height of that device, and you're going to be pretty darn close to having the dimensions of the Oppo Find N3 or the OnePlus Open. Now, we do have another shot here showing, again, the Z Fold and the OnePlus or Oppo device in their tablet form. And of course, no surprises here. The height is basically the same, but that width difference gets doubled, right? This device was already wider. You open it up, now it's double up that width difference, and that's exactly what you can see here. And we have another shot holding them side by side again that you can kind of take a good look at. And what I went ahead and did again is I tried to replicate these shots with my own Z Fold and my Pixel Fold. Sorry, the Z Fold picks up a ton of dust. You have to be wiping that thing off constantly, so it has some dust on it. But as you can see here, the width is very similar to the Pixel Fold, but again, you're gaining that height. I've kind of said something like this already in the past, but this OnePlus device looks like it is sort of right in between the Z Fold and the Pixel Fold. You're going to be splitting the difference between the two. If the Pixel Fold was too short for you, well, this device is going to be taller. If the Z Fold was too narrow for you, this device is going to be wider. It's going to offer something right in between the two options that we already have. And I think that that's a really good place to be. I do also want to take a second and point out there's a really big difference in the way that these two creases look. Now, this is not something that really should surprise you, because we've seen this in other, Oppo and I guess not OnePlus, other Oppo devices like to find in N1 and N2. And these devices had creases that were much less deep. They're wider, they're more spread out, and a lot of the time they are harder to notice than the deeper, more narrow crease present on the Z Fold. And of course, the Pixel Fold's crease is kind of between the two, right? But I would say it is still a little bit deeper than what we're seeing there with this OnePlus or Oppo device. So definitely something worth pointing out here. We also do have confirmation that the hole punch camera is in the top right corner. They're not doing an under display camera, nothing in a frame or anything. It's just in the top right. When we look at the cover display of this OnePlus or Oppo device, I think that it does look very good. Although to me, my personal preference, I think it's going to wind up being just a little bit too tall for me to easily one-hand this device. If you take something like the S23 Ultra and you compare that to the Pixel Fold, what you'll notice is the width is almost identical, but you do have that additional height, right? So this Oppo device is gonna almost be in that S23 Ultra range. Here it is next to that Z Fold. So basically an S23 Ultra minus, what would that be, like maybe 3/4 of an inch off the top or something like that. That's kind of going to be where we're going to be. So slightly more one-handable than S23 Ultra, but again, less one-handable than the Pixel Fold, but not nearly as narrow as that Z Fold. So I think, again, probably better for me than the Z Fold, maybe a little bit worse than the Pixel Fold, but very similar to a traditional phone. So there you go, guys. Yet another pretty darn good look at this device and how it compares physically to some other competitors. I'm not going to go over the specs, the internals in this particular video because I've already done it a bunch of times already. Check out some other videos in this very playlist if you want to see more stuff on that, because we kind of feel pretty strongly that we know what the internals, the cameras, the battery, the charging, all that stuff, kind of think we know what that stuff's going to be already. So again, talk about that in a separate video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, though. Does this kind of fill that gap for you? Do you think this is in that Goldilocks zone? Let me know in those comments. Subscribe before you go because you're going to want to be around to not miss out on more content just like this. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.